Hi everyone, it's Jessica. Today is April 5th, 2015. It is VEDA Day 5, and it is the weekend. Today is Sunday, and I've been thinking about how vlogging and participating in VEDA is a lot easier for me during the week because I'm participating in a lot of other activities and interacting with a lot of people. I'm going to work, I'm thinking about a lot of different things at work. I am usually, during the week is when I vox with people during my commute, so talking to educators who are all over the country and even the world, catching up with friends and all those kinds of things. And so the weekend, I'm also noticing, is definitely my time to sort of, what some people would say unplug. I don't completely unplug because I'm still checking in different places, and a lot of times it's actually my time to catch up on places like YouTube and check in on the channels that I follow and watch videos. And I tend to spend more time on Tumblr and checking in with that group of friends, those kinds of things during the weekend. It feels more leisurely and more relaxed. And although my work world and my personal world kind of blur together quite frequently, I definitely know that the weekend is my time to set certain things aside and not worry about them as much, which is good and important. I think a lot of people do that, but I'm noticing that it makes it a little bit harder to know what to talk about. And I also think that sometimes I don't think about the things that I'm doing in my personal life as things that are worthy of talking about. Not that they're not worthy for me to be doing them, but just sharing them, it seems a little bit maybe out of my comfort zone versus sharing things about work. This weekend I've been watching a lot of movies. Weekends tend to be the time when I catch up on movies and things that we've been wanting to see. So my husband and I rented The Theory of Everything, and we watched that yesterday. And a few months ago, we watched The Imitation Game, and I was kind of thinking about both of those movies. The Imitation Game being about Alan Turing and particularly his time at Bletchley Park and the work that he did at Bletchley Park, and then as well as some of the things that transpired after he left Bletchley Park and how his life sort of changed after that. And it was an amazing movie, and I've always found him to be fascinating as a human being and a person, and his work to be really fascinating. So it was very interesting to see sort of into his world. And then yesterday, when we watched A Theory of Everything, that movie is about Stephen Hawking, particularly his younger life. And, he developed ALS, or commonly that's referred to as Lou Gehrig's disease. And I was thinking about both of these individuals and just the amazing things that they have done in their lives, given the things that they were up against. Both of these men were living in a time where they weren't really accepted for who they were. They were in situations where people, often didn't believe in the things that they were trying to develop and the things that they were really thinking about at the time. And both of them were doing very innovative work. And so, especially thinking about Stephen Hawking and my great-grandmother had ALS, and she was my very best friend when I was younger, and was very, very close to her. She's probably the family member I was closest to and had a really special bond and relationship with her. And when I was about 7 years old, she developed ALS, and she had a type of ALS that developed fairly quickly, and she passed away when I was 8. But just watching over that year, the way that, this person who I knew to be kind of one thing, turning into something that she didn't associate herself with. And she wasn't able to talk, she wasn't able to eat, she wasn't able to drink, she wasn't able to walk. And so just sort of thinking about the things that you have to overcome in general, even if you don't have a disability or something that you are up against, in order to do the kind of work that someone like Stephen Hawking has done. But then when you add that additional layer of his disability, and to be told that you have 2 years to live, and to live the length of a life that he has, it kind of blows my mind. It's really, really, it's just crazy to me that he's been able to accomplish so much and to overcome so much adversity in his life. And, just watching even how laborious something like communicating what he wants to eat, was when he first got his trach and he wasn't able to talk. And then to think about being able to write a book when, you don't have access to a pen and paper. I mean, so many things that we take for granted. And so it just gotten me thinking a lot about the things that we consider challenges in our lives, and the things that people like Alan Turing or Stephen Hawking or so many others have had as challenges in their lives, and the things that they've overcome. It's just really incredible to me. So I don't know, I guess that's just kind of what I'm thinking about today, things that the movies have inspired, and thoughts that they've gotten me sort of pondering. But I also have noticed that when I watch movies, I'm starting to also be watching for the quality of the movie, or the elements of the movie that really draw you in as a viewer because I am thinking more about video. And so the more I do VEDA and the more I push myself to really just kind of think about video and video creation and an audience and what they might be looking for. Today we went and saw Insurgent, and even just the opening credits and the way that they sort of melded in the information about the producing company, and it went seamlessly right into the movie, and you were already sort of being pulled into the setting of the movie before any of the characters or the scenes showed up. It just it got me thinking about those specific elements that people put into movies as creators that really make a difference for us as viewers, and the music that they use, and everything is a really intentional choice. And so just being able to look at something through a different lens as someone who is kind of thinking more about video, it's also been interesting. So there's just some random thoughts for you on a Sunday about the movies, and I'll be continuing to think about the challenges that people have overcome, and thinking about how, in comparison, the challenges that may show up in my life, or the obstacles that I might have, that, if these people are able to overcome those challenges, that I definitely can persevere a bit more and, just keep things in perspective. So there's some random thoughts on the movies, and I hope that you all have been having a fabulous weekend, and I will chat with all of you tomorrow.